20 to 23 miles per hour. Weather is getting overcast, but it's not bad. A little bit of drizzle in a couple spots, also some sun and nice stuff. We're just entering the Campbell River, and there's a lot of current here. Probably about 4 to 5 knots south, and pretty rough. I wish it wasn't so hazy because the mountains on the British Columbia inland side are just spectacular. How you doing, Bia? This is Discovery Harbor in Campbell River. There are some boats there that are worth more than the town I live in. So I stopped here to fill up with some fuel, and I got 295.9 liters at $1.68 a liter for $497 plus $24.86 tax, $521.98. That is Canadian. I'll do the math. That's still a lot of money. All right, so doing the math, that's 295.9 liters is 78.195 gallons. That's $521.98 in Canadian is $380.33 in US. So that comes out to $4.86 a gallon. Not too bad for marina gas. Actually a little better than I thought it would be. It is kind of storming out here. Radar show lightning strikes nearby, so I'm looking for an anchorage. This is called Canish Bay, and these are a little group of islands, and it says that I can anchor behind them in sticky mud. Woohoo! So that's what I'm doing. Besides that, not a bad place to spend the night. About 5:48 p.m. The dog needs to pee. I need to pee. I'm hungry. Be a good place to stop. Pretty gravel on the shore. I think there was probably a little cabin here once. I don't know, it seems kind of vulnerable out there. Ooh. It's Wednesday morning. Not quite so nasty as yesterday, but tide sure went out a long ways. So we're going to come in one last time, snoop around a little bit. Let the dog have a little bit of a lane break, and then head off to Port Hardy. It's kind of fun to see what was under the water yesterday. Ugh. It's nice to finally be able to do this, but I'm not as young as I used to be. I'd like to know the little critter that brings the crabs up here and munches on them while overlooking his domain. It'd be pretty fun. Just hanging out. Big bear. It's pretty fun, isn't it? Love to know the story behind this dish and the broken dish. Huh. If I keep this up, I could get a whole tea set. Johnstone Strait right now, heading along about 23 knots, 206 degrees magnetic north. Yeah, this is the roughest water I've hit anywhere so far, and I think it's just all current related. It's not winter weather. It's just low slack, tide starting to turn, and there's a bit of fetch here, so it wouldn't take a lot of wind to pick it up. But, you know, 18, 20-inch rollers. Incredible, look at this. I mean, that's what's on the shore right there. And this is what's on the fish finder. Look at that. I'm in 300 feet of water. 100 yards offshore. Go 300 yards offshore and it's 1,100 feet, 1,300 feet deep. Amazing. I think we're out of Johnstone Channel. We're at a little anchorage just for lunch here on the way to Port Hardy, not too far from Port McNeill. The weather has improved, partly sunny, mostly cloudy, somewhere in there, but we pulled into an inviting little anchorage here, a couple of beautiful sailboats over there, so we can have some lunch and do some other stuff. It's really pretty though. I think I will take my dog inside, or take my dog on shore and let her burn off a little energy. You need to burn off some energy, yeah. It's the sweetest face ever. We're out of the protected area. Now we're on Queen Charlotte Strait, headed towards Port Hardy, about 15 miles out. And this is bouncy. I wouldn't call it rough, I'd call it bouncy. There's no swell. Just probably 1 to 2 foot wind waves and current. So, make progress. Be at Port Hardy in about an hour. And I think I'm going to tie up there for the night. Go find a place that serves hamburgers. I think we're heading into a little bit of a squall here. Yeah, I looked it up and the radar shows pretty good rain, but it won't last very long. I'll probably get wet about the time I get into Port Hardy, and then we'll be on it. So, not too bad. Made it to Port Hardy. This is it. Via is right over there. And so is Millie. Filled up with gas. I'm gonna go find a nice hamburger and a beer. Then I'll go back to the boat and figure out passage across Queen Charlotte Strait tomorrow. It's gonna be another big day. Second leg of the trip.